Hello, everyone. American Sports 365. Here with me once again is my colleague Alex. So before we get started, happy holidays, everyone. Hope you all have a good time, whatever you're celebrating or not celebrating, whatever. Just have a good time with that. Now, Arsenal played another Premier League match away at Anfield against Liverpool and ended up being a 1-1 draw, which I think is a pretty good result. It means that Arsenal are still top of the Premier League table by 1 point ahead of Liverpool and Aston Villa, and 6 points ahead of Manchester City. So, what are your thoughts on this result?
Yeah, it's a decent result overall. Draw against Liverpool away.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Arsenal, honestly, overall, I think Arsenal were the better side, really, at Anfield. I think might be feeling slightly disappointed that they didn't come out with all 3 points this time. It's been a while since Arsenal has actually won at Anfield, but to be fair, it is quite difficult. But yeah, I think overall it's a pretty good result. Now, in terms of Arsenal's defense, I think it was good overall. Liverpool only got 3 shots on target in the whole game. William Saliba and Gabriel both play very well. I think especially Gabriel Magalhaes, who had scored Arsenal's goal in this game. I think he gets man of the match against Liverpool for me. Yeah, he was excellent. I think Ben White could have been a bit better, although he wasn't terrible. But I think Zinchenko was definitely the worst of all the defenders. He really could not slow down Salah much at all, which is not really surprising, although I wouldn't really put it in our test as he didn't really have much choice left back there due to the defensive injuries Arsenal have right now. So, what are your thoughts on Arsenal's defense in this game?
Yeah, I agree. It was good overall, especially Gabriel Magalhaes, especially considering he scored Arsenal's goal. And it is true that Zinchenko struggled a lot against Salah, but I mean, it is Salah. I mean, he's a great player, and Zinchenko's, certainly more of an offensive-minded fullback. Anyway, overall, defense is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is definitely a fixture where Arteta would have started Tomiyasu at left back instead of Zinchenko if he had had that choice. Obviously, Tomiyasu wasn't fit for this game. But yeah, I think that it definitely would have been better, but obviously Arsenal didn't really have that option in this game. But yeah, I think the defense played well overall, and limited Liverpool to 3 shots on target for the whole game. Now, in terms of the midfield, it was pretty even, which is not that surprising. Liverpool had a slight edge in terms of possession. Arsenal had 49%, Liverpool had 51%, so pretty close in terms of the possession stats. But I think most of Arsenal's midfielders played well. Odegaard got the assist for Gabriel's goal. Declan Rice had another strong game, as per usual. I think Havertz didn't really do that much, to be honest, but I think at least 2 of Arsenal's 3 starting midfielders played well. So, what are your thoughts on Arsenal's midfield in this game?
Yeah, I like the defense. Solid overall, not perfect, but a good performance. Havertz wasn't quite at the level he's been at in recent weeks. Hopefully, he's not going to have like a poor run of form after having a good run of form. Hopefully, he'll be back to his best next week. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully Havertz plays better in the next game. I think he was kind of quiet, as I said. I think Odegaard played well. Declan Rice was quite good as well, as per usual. He definitely had to do a good amount of defending in terms of, shielding the back four and everything. But I think he did quite a good job. Now, in terms of the attack, I think it was probably the worst area for Arsenal. Not really very good job of getting shots on target. Arsenal only managed 2 shots on target for the whole game out of a total of 13, which is not good. Saka and Martinelli didn't really do that much. Jesus was decent, I guess, but not really that much better. So yeah, definitely not clinical at all. And yeah, I think that Arsenal definitely cost Arsenal in this game. So, your thoughts on Arsenal's attack in this game?
Yeah, I mean, having 13 shots and only getting 2 of them on target is unacceptable. So just to put it bluntly. I mean, from the wingers, you don't expect them to be quite as clinical, but Jesus needs to be more clinical than he was. Unfortunately, it's not like this is the first time when he's been a bit wasteful in front of goal. So, I don't know. I'm starting to have a little bit of doubt as to whether he's quite good enough for a team that wants to, be winning the title. Not that he's not good, but is he really a world-class center forward? Because that's what we need.
Yeah, I think. I think Martinelli and Saka both could have been better. I think Liverpool's defense did a good job of really eliminating the effectiveness of Arsenal's attack. Jesus definitely could have been more clinical as well, but I think even with all the Jesus provides, it's not entirely surprising to me that Arsenal is strongly considering signing a striker in the January window, which I think would be a good idea. One that's a lot more clinical in front of goal. Someone like, obviously, Ivan Toney has been strongly linked with Arsenal for a while now. So I think that kind of transfer would make sense. But yeah, definitely a really disappointing performance from Arsenal's attack. So in terms of the manager rating, I still think Arteta overall did a pretty good job. I think Arsenal defended well overall, did generate opportunities, got a lot of shots, but obviously wasn't clinical in terms of getting them on target. And starting Zinchenko obviously did hurt Arsenal as his mistake against Salah. That's what led to him being able to score so easily. However, as I said, Arteta didn't really have a choice in terms of starting Zinchenko, and probably wouldn't have started him in this game if he had other options. So I did say 8.5 out of 10. But yeah, I think overall Arteta still did a pretty good job. Yeah, like I said, the Zinchenko wasn't. I don't really consider that a mistake because Arteta didn't really have other options. So, what are your thoughts on the manager rating?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Arteta was good overall. I might give him a slightly lower manager rating of an 8 out of 10. I do think it's important to remember, as you said, that starting Zinchenko wasn't a mistake by Arteta because he didn't really have any other choice. And, it's a good result. So, Arteta deserves credit for a good performance, but not like a brilliant managerial performance.
Yeah, I think rating could definitely been higher for Aston Villa, a lot more clinical in front of goal, especially since it could lend a win rather than a draw. But yeah, I think overall Ted did a good job, and as I said, with Zinchenko starting, that ended up hurting Arsenal, but Arteta didn't really have other options, so that's not really a mistake, just starting out of necessity, really. Well, there you have it, draw at Anfield for Arsenal, so Arsenal's still top of the league. I think Arsenal overall played pretty well, definitely need to be more clinical, and that's why I think Arsenal should definitely sign a striker in January. Arsenal's next game is Premier League match at the Emirates against West Ham, which is definitely a game that Arsenal should win, given how well they played at home and given West Ham's defensive record. And West Ham already conceded 30 goals the Premier League this season. So yeah, Arsenal should definitely win that game.